Never before that I can remember in my lifetime has there been so much overwhelming, not support, but in overwhelming numbers, white people are basically fed up more than any police brutality issue, any issue of racism. Now is the time I feel like I've seen the most white people fed up. And when white people are fed up over what's seemingly a black issue, you know shit's fucked up, right? So what is happening is there's this really genuine desire to do something on the part of white people. So white people are asking their black friends, seemingly rightfully so, what can I do? You want to know what you can do to help, right? So let me pose this to you. Before you ask your black friends that, sit with that question for yourself. Just sit with that question. What do you want to do? What do you feel moved to do? What is on your heart to do? The real question is, how much do you want to stand up for what you say you believe in? Ending racism is not solely our responsibility. Eradicating racism is a shared burden, which you get. Like you get that what on the face looks like a black issue is really a human rights issue. But you know that because that's why you're being pulled to want to do something, because you get the human rights of it all. But the question really comes down to, how invested are you in what it is you say you stand up for? How much work do you really want to do to end racism? Because that's a question that your black friends cannot answer for you. Because a lot of it is going to be when you are amongst your white people, who aren't racist, but they use racist language. The onus is upon you to stand up and speak out. We can't tell you how to do that. We can't measure that for you. Just like a white person cannot tell a black person how to approach another black person, we as black people cannot tell you how to approach your white peers. We can't measure for you how much of an investment you need to make. You have to decide that for yourself. And so what happens is there's a slight distrust that black people have when white people want to do the work, because they don't really want to do the work. And when the work really gets hard and the tough really gets going, then the fervor peters out. Because if you're really about this life, if you're really about the life of standing up for what you believe in, if you're really about ending racism in your circle, you have to know that you're going to risk losing friends. You're going to risk losing family. You're going to get your ire up. You're going to get stressed the fuck out. Depending on how far right your friends are, how much your friends, believe in white supremacy, you may get death threats. That shit is real. You have to decide how much skin you want to get in the game. We can't decide that for you. How much you're willing to invest for this thing that you say you believe in, because we can't give up the fight. So what happens is, what I was trying to say is, white people, they, get to a certain point and becomes too tough, and then they kind of fall out. We don't have the luxury of falling out. This is our way of life. We fight racism. We deal with racism every single day that we are breathing. So if you're gonna be about the life, then you gotta decide how much about it you're really gonna be.
Sad news that we are receiving in today indicate that Malcolm-Jamal Warner, the gentleman that played in The Cosby Show, has unfortunately died at the age of 54 while he was on a family trip. Now, the latest that we have is that he was in Costa Rica at the time of his death, where he had gone on a family vacation and drowned while swimming, a source confirmed to different news outlets. Now, a representative for Mr. Warner did not immediately respond to request for comment. Warner's career began with his role as Theo on The Cosby Show. The actor played the only son of Bill Cosby's character in the sitcom from 1984 to 1992. In 2023, Warner told different news outlets of the show that he can speak comfortably about the show and that he is so proud to have been a part of that, respective of how the show actually got different backlash. Now, Warner did, of course, acknowledge how the show's legacy had changed given the allegations made against Cosby, 88, who was convicted of sexual assault in 2018, but later had the charge overturned in 2021, only for 5 more women to accuse him of sexual assault. Now, regardless of how people did feel about the show, Mr. Warner continued to be very, very proud. Now, following The Cosby Show, Warner went on to star in several other successful TV shows and movies. He and Eddie Griffin led the sitcom Malcolm and Eddie from 1996 to 2000. And Warner, in particular, was also well known for his role as Alex Reed on Read Between the Lines, which he starred in alongside Tracy Ellis Ross from 2011 to 2015. Now, more recently, Warner had starred in major crimes as Chuck Cooper, as Julius Roy in Suits, and as AJ Austin in The Resident. His latest venture, however, was a podcast, Not All Hood, that he launched with his 2 other colleagues as a means of breaking down barriers to mental health in the Black community. Now, this, of course, happened last June when he launched the podcast with co-hosts Wesi Barak and Candace Kelly, and he told different media outlets that it was a space where he could be his most vulnerable. As I quote his own word, he said, "It's been an interesting experience for me because it's a place where I feel safe enough to be able to be as vulnerable as I allow myself to be," he said. When the Black community, or when we talk about the Black community, we tend to speak of it as a monolith, where when the reality is there are so many different facets of the Black community. And we wanted to have a space where we can really explore, discuss, and acknowledge all of those different aspects, he said at the time before his death. Now, Warner is survived by a wife and a daughter whose identities he opted to definitely keep private. Now, just to take you a little back on who exactly is Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Now, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was born on August 18th, 1970, and he's been an American actor, director, and musician, best known for his role as Theo on the popular sitcom The Cosby Show. He began his acting career at a very young age, landing guest roles before his breakthrough on The Cosby Show. Beyond acting, Warner has directed various television shows and music videos, and he has also explored a career in music, releasing albums and winning a Grammy Award. His early life, he was born in Jersey City, New Jersey, and raised in Los Angeles by his mother, Pamela Warner. He began acting at the age of 9 and appeared in episodes of Matt Houston and Fame before landing his iconic role on The Cosby Show. The Cosby Show aired from 1984 to 1992, and Warner's portrayal of Theo earned him an Emmy nomination and 2 Young Artist Awards. During his time on The Cosby Show, Warner also began directing, helming episodes of the show and other series like All That and Kenan and Kel. He directed music videos for artists like New Edison and 5 Star. Now, post Cosby Show career, Warner continued to work in television in appearing in shows like Jeremiah, Read Between the Lines, and The Magic School Bus. He also appeared in films such as Fool's Gold and had recurring roles in series like Suits and The Resident. In 2025, or rather in 2015, he won a Grammy Best for Tradition R&B performance for his collaboration with Robert Glasper Experiment and Lalal Hathaway. Warner also explored a career in spoken word and jazz-influenced hip-hop, releasing several albums and mixtapes. Personal life: he was in a relationship with his Cosby Show co-host Michelle Thomas, who later died of cancer. He has a wife and daughter whom he has chosen to keep private. Warner's work on The Cosby Show left a lasting impact on television and American culture. He leaves quite a unique legacy. He was recognized for his talent and versatility as an actor, director, and musician. His contributions to television and music have earned him several numerous accolades. Now, this is a man that we are talking about. Having had a career that spanned for decades, has had quite a unique influence on the American music and pop culture at large. He leaves behind a group or a section of fans across the globe that really were invested in his work. And I know it is a very tough time for his family, most especially for his bereaved or the wife and the children, whom he kept private for now, but we continue to send our sincere condolences to the family, and may the strength of the Lord continue guiding them and strengthening them during this difficult time. I'll be bringing you more or a lot of these conversations about the dead or the late, but for now, continue subscribing. Keep it locked.